He probably already in there though.
He thirsty.
Cause no, he not in there.
We back at it again, y'all. Yeah, we back at it, Black. What's up with it?
We back. We back. How you doing today, King?
You good, man? How you doing, sir?
Hey, man, I'm doing amazing. First, I want to say it's the Takeover Files, and it is an honor to have the legend, the pioneer, the definition of R&B, the definition of soul, the definition of music, and a man, Avant, the one and
Thanks,
only. How
man.
you doing today, man?
I appreciate it, man. Just out here, trying to survive like everybody else, you know what I mean, through this pandemic. But I'm so proud to have a ninth studio album that people really digging, you know what I mean? And it's really being authentic and being true to what R&B is. And I think a lot of people respect that,
Yeah, definitely. And I do want to say, man, this album, oh my gosh, it's real R&B. We needed this, especially right now. I feel like this for the drop. You dropped on the 10th, right? For it
Yes,
to
sir.
drop during a pandemic, I feel like it's going to be the reason a lot of real music is back after the pandemic is over, man.
That's really my reason for doing so too, because I was gonna hold off and wait, till the pandemic was over with. And I said, why not now?
Yeah.
Everybody's trapped in a home right now. You know what I mean? They're basically with their loved ones and they're trying to figure out if they want to be together. You feel what I'm saying? So this album to me opens up that conversation to say, hey, should I be here? Should I leave? What's going on? Should we live alive? What's really popping? You know what I mean? So it's got all those things in it.
Man, and definitely, I just want to say real quick, I got 4 favorites for the new album, all right? And I'm going to tell you a little story. Yesterday was my 27th, yesterday is my 28th birthday, all right?
God bless you, bro.
Thank you, bro. This is my first interview at 28, and I want to say, now, if I played Not Gonna Lose on repeat yesterday for about 30 minutes. So if we have a little one, we're going to name him Avant. We're going to name him Avant, man, because, hey.
That's real.
Nah, really, man. And I just want to say, so first question I want to ask you real quick. What does R&B mean to you?
R&B is, for one, I got to talk about the people that's before me that held the torch. To me, it's more of us holding the torch and continue this torch to be lit. You know what I mean? So that's what it means to me. But it also means sometimes you're going to be vulnerable. Sometimes it's going to feel weird because you're talking about real life situations. Because that's what R&B is to me. You know what I mean? So what I can say is a lot of times people don't like to be in those situations. They don't like to feel vulnerable. So they choose lust over love. You feel what I'm saying? And we all been there. You know what I mean? Because, being in a relationship, bro, you got to listen to your mate.
Definitely.
Everything got to be 50-50. It's got to be a balance in this situation. You feel what I'm saying? So what we say is, for most men, it's like, nah, I'd rather just, deal with girly. You know what I mean? Make that happen. I'm still floating here and there. You know what I mean? So, but in a lot of cases, that situation right there gets real sticky and it gets kind of messy. You know what I mean? So everybody looking at being. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, man. I'm listening, man. I'm gaining knowledge.
It's being real. That's being. A lot of times it gets real messy, and then you say, "Well, I just want to settle down, and I want to be a man at this point." Because that's when you're in a relationship, man. You find out what type of man you are.
Definitely.
It's a lot of things ain't gonna go your way, but you got to be man enough to be like, okay, all right, I deal with that. So you show that I'm willing to sacrifice a lot of myself to make part of yourself beautiful too. So
so
that's what R&B is.
It is, man. So and right now, I just want to know, because this 20 year anniversary in May from my thoughts, like, wow. So
yeah, man.
Right now, what gave you, because we live in a generation of lust, in all honesty. So what gave you that confidence, knowing that about this generation and how the music and industry is now? What gave you that confidence to go into this album to bring the real music and feel back?
Well, there's more to fans, man. It was coming to me like, yo, bro, we need music. We need real music. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my tag, real music. So they like, nah, that's cool, but we need something that's gonna touch the heart. That's gonna, that's gonna actually get to. I need to find out what my girl is. I'm afraid to ask her because it turns into an argument. But I need to find out through your music where she is about me. So I'm like, wow. So it made me think, like, yo, I need to get into people some, I look at it as music therapy.
Definitely.
That's what music is. You know what I'm saying? So if you really in tune the way I am with music, it's like a therapy, man. So I try to give it to the people that way.
So, question, man, why the 5-year, hiatus from just the studio album?
Well,
You used to be dropping every year, every 2, 3.
Yeah, I know I was at that one point, but sometimes everybody want to be wanted. Everybody want to be loved. You know what I'm saying? And then in one space, I just felt like, it was like, yo, I was just putting records out. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, okay, well, I got another record. All right, cool. You know what I mean? Then somebody else dropping, they like, oh, that's fire. That's great. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, wow, I want that reaction again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to fall back and you got to see exactly where your space is. And that's what I try to do with this.
And man, when I listen to come on, You Don't Love Me No More. That's the first song when you
Yeah,
turn
man.
up. And it's like, damn, that's the exact feeling that I got. I was like, yo, you don't love me. Like,
hey, come on, bro. That's what I'm saying.
One thing about that I love that you stay consistent with your beat selections. How are you able just all 9 studio albums, right? All 9 studio albums, you can just tell that Avant sound, not only from your voice, what we're gonna get into, but your beats. So tell me a little bit about your beat selections.
Well, it's basically I hooked up with this young cat, man. His name is everybody at T Sales. Travis Sales. Man, he has an old soul. He's a young guy, but he have an old soul. So you know what I'm saying? We get in the studio and he want to vibe. He just want to vibe. We don't go in there with a game plan per se. Okay. You know what I mean? We in there to vibe. And it's like, yo, when we come up with some magic, it's magic. We ain't gonna try to, create no, because a lot of times organic. Trying to create it's gotta be organic. Right. So you know what I mean? So that's what we were in the studio with and just vibing with him. I'm telling you, he is a total vibe, man. And that's where we continue. Like he said, he didn't want to break me away from my sound that far. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. You know what I mean? He like, yo, I know how you like to do it. You like to use live instruments. You like to have true feeling with the bass line. You like to have, you know what I mean? So he gave me all of those live keys, all of that. He gave me all of that, and I thank the people for loving what we did.
And we do. It takes us back to the Steve Huff days, man. It takes us back.
Hey, that's my man. You know what I mean? So it was a beautiful look. He understood that though. That's what I love about this young man. He understand like, yo, you have a sound. All I want to do is bring it up to the 2020. That's all I want to do. And we was able to do that.
Hey, so
but shout out to my man Steve Huff though. Much respect, dude.
It's crazy because you that was your first producer, right? For your first 2 albums?
Yes, man. For the first 3 or 4, something like that.
Yeah, first 3.
Yeah.
Because one thing I real quick, just touching back on the album. When for You Don't Love Me No More. Now I talked to my lady about, right? Now I have my concept of this song is you're talking about R&B. I don't really take it as you're talking about the women, but you're talking about R&B or the music industry not love you because it's a new sound. Everything's so
hey, I'm with what you take it as. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's all about you guys. I was really, having a little spat with my lady at the time when I wrote it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, how can you say that we're not an item? I know I made mistakes, maybe 2 or 3, but you made it your business to stop fighting. Now it's all messed up. Now you don't want it. Or do you? You feel what I'm saying? Right. I'm willing to change it if you want, but I can't do nothing if you're gone. And what can I say to bring you home? Why? Because I got my whole world riding on your love. You see what I'm saying? And that's personal to the fans and whoever you might be with. I got my whole world riding on your love. See, and that's what I'm saying about words, man. Words mean everything when you put them in the right perspective. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey, another song, Live Alive.
Oh, man, come on, man.
Why you do that?
How many people have been through this, man? You see what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, what's happening is people don't understand. You got to be vulnerable when you write real records. I love Babyface because I know he put himself in a vulnerable situation all the time. Live a lie, bro. I started off with, if we stop right here, no one else will be at risk. And if we walk away like none of this exists, but trust me, it'll all go back because you're going to want to come back and I'm going to want to come back. You see what I'm saying? So I just wanted to keep it 100, bro. Matter of fact, 1,000, 1 million. I just wanted to keep it 1 million with everybody. You know what I mean? And then they talking about other people's relationships that it seems like I was talking about. Man, I'm talking about anybody going through it, bro. That's just being real.
Right. Hey, oh man, all right. So let's take it back. Can we take it back to my thoughts real quick?
Oh man, you taking me way back. Let's do it though.
I heard you say, your first album is everything you've been through, up until that time. So how were you able to, stay consistent? And what experiences were you going throughout the next 8 albums? Because you hit a strong. The first track came out Separated. It's like, damn, you had to be going through a heartbreak.
Well, I got my heart broke. You feel what I'm saying? I thought I knew everything. I thought I had everything in control. My mama told me, she like, yo, that lady's too old for you, bro. You don't understand this. And I'm like, I'm good.
With the old head.
And then guess what? She broke my heart, but my mama was right there to console me. You feel what I'm saying? So that right there is what, and it wasn't a record at first. It was just a poem. I was trying to get it off my head. My manager was like, yo, bro, you need to put that on, put some music on there. And I'm like, nobody want to hear my growing pains. He like, no, that's exactly what they want to hear.
It's crazy because
so when I did it, it was like, wow, I had a coat of people like, yo, this is my life, bro. I'm so glad you. And I was like, this is what people really want to hear. So that's why I've been able to stick around, because I try to get as close as I can to reality in music. To me, it's like a movie. You know what I mean? It's a movie, bro. Like every part it's gotta have a great. It's like a story. It's gotta have a great beginning, a great middle, and a great end to the record. And that's how I've been able to survive.
Now going into a private room. Real quick, is this, I heard about the backstory to "Don't Take Your Love Away."
Yeah, man, that's true. I mean, you want me to tell it?
Yeah, man. Please tell it, man.
It's crazy because I was in Denver at the time, and I was in a hotel room, and the TV was on, and Kobe Bryant was going through it with his girl. In the press conference, it was like, yo, he had to really give it up. Like, yo, I was cheating, and man, like, I never wanted this to come out. Basically, that's how I was reading his eyes. So I just started writing at that time, like looking at the TV, like after the hoping and the praying and the wishing, you're right here in my face. I've never been the one to bite my tongue, but I have no other words. So it just came like that. So, you know what I mean? And I tell everybody, God has gifted us writers with certain things we can't even control. We don't know what it is. But at the end of the day, when it really works, and I thank everybody for understanding it.
Were you ever able to, share that with Kobe before his passing?
I haven't. I didn't. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? But big ups shots out for him just giving me, the spirit to be able to create it.
That's all right. Real quick now, when you dropped this album, the record, first album. Now it was your first album without Steve Huff, correct?
Yeah, well, not fully. We did a couple songs, but it was fully without. It was first album I ventured out. And the best part about that was I didn't know how I was perceived in the industry per se, because I only worked with one producer.
Okay.
So, once I got in the studio with other producers, it was like, yo, bro, we've been feeling you forever, man. Like, yo, we've been waiting to work. So that's what the energy of that record came from. It was like, yo, they wanted to give me their best, and I wanted to give them my best. Feel what I'm saying? So I got with the Underdogs. I got with JD. I got with so many people, man. And it was a blessing, man, just to be able to sit down with Rodney Jerkins and all these cats that was really I was a huge fan of theirs, but they was a huge fan of mine, too. So that's where that magic came from, man.
Man, it's so amazing because, a lot of times we trap ourselves in a box and not necessarily realizing it, but once we jump outside that box and we see, how it's like being a kid in a candy shop, but it's all the way around, full circle. So that's amazing.
Yeah, and
you came out with the 4 minutes, and when it hurt,
man, yeah. It's crazy because those records, it was organic. All of this stuff is organic, bro. You know what I mean? It was like that. Like I said, they wanted to work with me. I wanted to work with them. So we tried to put our best work, and it came across like, wow. When I heard 4 minutes, I'm like, yo, this track is kind of
Crazy.
different. I want to be on some off time but on time type of vibe when I'm writing a song, because when you start talking about I don't have the time to talk to you, it got to speed up.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean? So that's the whole vibe with that record was. And it just came across dope, and I appreciate it for that.
And man, yeah, I fell in love with that video at a young age,
Oh,
man.
yeah,
That
man. I was
you
running
had me
on
thinking
through
I
that
was
thing.
heartbroken. Hey, I just got a few more questions for you, man. You came up in the gangster R&B era. It's like,
I know, right?
you know, so how were you able to, earn the respect of your peers?
I think it was just hard work, man. Learning, and that's one thing I can learn. I learned from Steve Huff, and it was like, yo, we have to continue to bang these records out.
Mm-hmm.
It's very vital that we keep your face out there, to keep your voice out there. And it was like, okay, he showed me how to work hard. He showed me to work ethic and to work hard. And from that point, I had it taken and run with it. You know what I'm saying? He passed the baton and kept it going. So I think that's where I gained respect from my peers, from them just
Work.
seeing that I was working.
Mm-hmm. I saw that you did a lot of like performances, before a lot of the albums, just to get your name out there, and that's something that I feel like a lot of R&B singers particularly don't necessarily do nowadays, man. Can you let them know why that is so important, just to get them some motivation, man?
Well, again, we have to go back to the last question. It's all about the work ethic, man. You have to show. You can't have a record that sound like somebody else's and then, you know what I'm saying, and continue that mindset. Like I was compared to R. Kelly in a lot of things, so I said, I gotta switch my record up. I gotta come with some love hate. I gotta come with a different vibe. You know what I mean? Because he's the king. He's doing his thing.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna always say, oh, that's the guy that remind me of him. If I didn't work as hard as I did. So the work ethic is everything, bro. You gotta work in a good space and you gotta hustle. You gotta hustle. You know what I'm saying? Like I told my son, it's crazy that a pandemic is upon us right now. But I told him, your daddy works so hard that a brother can actually go online and be able to sell records online because I worked so hard in the streets.
Mm.
You know what I mean? For 17, 18 years, bro. So that matters, bro. It matters. You got to put that work ethic in. And what he's doing right now, he's a photographer. You know what I'm saying? So he do a lot of videos and photography for
That's dope.
international fields and things like that. So I told him, I said, yeah, a lot of times you're gonna want to hang out with the homies, but you ain't gonna be able to.
Work first.
You
Business
gotta
before
go to
pleasure.
work. I said, you 17 years old, but it's going to pan out. And after, all the homies is hanging out and doing their thing, you're going to be getting that bread and still doing your thing. So, he's learning to know. He's learning right now.
Yeah. Hey, man, real quick, just this kind of like attached to what you just said. How were you able to identify and separate your sound from the pack? Because you can always tell when that Avant track is coming on, or it's like you just said the comparisons to R. Kelly. That's probably a little, but we know when we hear Avant come on. So how were you able to identify that and separate yourself?
Well, working with live instruments, you know what I'm saying? People love the bass line that I use. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my songs got like a deep, dark, not dark, but a deep bass to it. Like if you think about separated, do 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 do,
Mm-hmm.
do. You know what I'm saying? Avant gonna come with something that got a live element to it. So I think that that's that another. And then my voice, I try to keep it authentic. Or I try not to do too much to mess that voice up, because
Right.
everybody know when they hear that tone, that's
They know.
that dude again. That's him. I know him.
Nah, that's dope. All right, so I'm gonna take it back. One more throwback question, man. I just want to know, where was your mindset at from? Because now looking back, you said you have a 17-year-old son. So I want to know, where was your mindset at from 2002 to 2003? Because you dropped Ecstasy, then Private Room, but that was the only time where you dropped, albums in back-to-back years.
Well, I thought I was sexy as hell when I dropped Ecstasy. You know what I mean? I just made me some money. You dig what I'm saying? So I said, I want to make some love. I wrote Make Good Love, Don't Say No. You know what I mean? So it's all moments for me. People try to say, what's your favorite song? It's not a favorite song. It's moments. You know what I mean? this industry is crazy, but it's fair if you know how to control the ego in the industry. You feel what I'm saying? And I think that that's what I try to do my best to do, because a lot of cases, man, I could have took it somewhere else, and I could have been one of them lost artists, like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm all over the place. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I knew how to temper that ego, man. And to me, that's what longevity is. Once you learn how to control the ego, then you can control your own life. And also, don't be afraid to challenge fear.
Don't be afraid to challenge fear.
You know, you gotta understand what I'm saying to you, bro. Fear is one of the main things that holds us back. You gotta control fear. If you can control fear, bro, you can be successful in anything that you do. And that's past music or anything else. Control that fear, bro.
All right, so don't get mad at me. I lied. I do got one more throwback question. All right, just let me know about, how did you Kiki White, because you two have some amazing work together. Like every wedding, every wedding is going to be, so
yeah, man, it's a blessing, bro.
Tell me about some of those studio sessions.
It's crazy, man. It's really organic with me and her, man. The girl, she can sing. She can sing. It's so easy for her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just blessed. That's the only way I can answer that question. She's amazing, and she make me sound amazing. They called me for the next interview, my bro. I'm so sorry. They calling me in.
Hey, man, look, I appreciate you so much.
Thank you,
for your time. One and only Avant. If you could say this for me so I could put it on YouTube and everything.
I'm about to do that for you right now.
Thank you for a legendary career. Looking forward to more great music from you, brother.
Thanks, man. God bless you. Yep. Hey.